Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Now, this particular video is a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a few months now. The topic is about a false flag and the high possibility of a false flag, and with everything the way it is going around the world, it might come to pass. I'm not sure, I don't want to say anything, but looking at the past in 9/11, everything that happened then and the parallels today, I'm just seeing the history and the patterns. Now, this will affect a lot of people. If it does happen, but I believe it will. But this video is particularly made for my people, people who are tied to the Americas. You could say, indigenous people to the Americas. Let's go ahead and start with the with the subject. From El Salvador's mega prison, or at least for now, so it might be prison soon enough. The immigrant registry, the Alien Enemy Act, the ICE raids, and the so-called LA riots, California riots at the moment, and now with what's happening right now with Israel attacking Iran, things are speeding up quickly. But also, let's not forget a few months back, the United States said they would consider droning Mexico, at least sending drones into Mexico to bomb cartels, since they are not considered a terrorist organization. And what do we hear now? What do we hear in the news lately? The past few months, the propaganda, the ideas, suggestions being repeated over and over again. Through your movies, through your news, and through your leaders. Let's listen to a few clips, a few video clips from the millennial group themselves.
So let me ask you about the cartels. They've made a clear warning to you and to the United States that, we're going to escalate our violence. So now we're seeing not only Mexican troops after this deal that Trump made with Mexico's president, and also U.S. troops headed to the border. How are you going to utilize the military? We know what the military can and can't do domestically, but in a scenario like this, how do you plan on using the military? Could they get involved in the violence if the cartels strike?
Yes. And we expect them to. But the Mexican military, President Trump's able to get Mexico to put military on their northern border. That will certainly help.
All right, let's go ahead and pause that right there. I wanted to ask you, you got to start asking simple questions, logical questions. Like, so who are these cartels? Who gave you that source that they're about to attack? Who are they? I mean, supposedly the United States and all these intelligence agencies, they have all the eyes and ears everywhere. So who are they? So go ahead and bring them in. You got to protect the American people, right? Cooperate with the Mexican government. Bring them in. Take them out. Or is it just another psychological warfare game?
America is in a new war with China over this issue, and cartel terrorists have been helping them fight it. And terrorists have been helping them, and we are going to fight back with every tool that we have.
See, out of their own mouth, they're building the narrative to something. And I'm telling you right now, be prepared for a major attack. And it won't be some Chinese, Iranian, Islamic cartel alliances they're trying to push or create, whatever fictitious enemy they want to build up to. And it will be those behind the New World Order, the NWO, the Novus Ordo Seclorum.
The golden age of America begins right now.
The golden age of Saturn. Those who wish to bring about a 1,000-year reign of so-called peace. A Christian utopia. See Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And Hitler himself wanted to bring about a millennial reign. And I believe this has always been the agenda. From the First Reich, the Holy Roman Empire, the Second Reich, which was the German Empire, the Third Reich, which was Nazi Germany, and now the Fourth Reich, which is the United States of America. So about this false flag, now ask yourself this question. Do any of you actually believe that anyone is stupid enough to attack the United States of America? And I really doubt it. I believe no. And this is what is happening now is basically the same thing that happened before the 9/11 attacks, the September 11, 2001 attacks on the Twin Towers. And we're at that time we were being fed the narrative for months that Osama bin Laden was going to attack the United States and Israel. And this goes credit to Bill Cooper. He's the one who exposed, predicted the 9/11 attacks before they happened. And at that time, before the 9/11 attacks, you had all the intelligence agencies like the FBI under Louis Freeh, the NSA, the CIA, and even the Israeli Mossad, with all their funding, budget, advanced equipment, and their overall cooperation. And these agencies couldn't even find Osama bin Laden. But you know who found him? Some CNN reporter did. And all it is psychological warfare, And Osama bin Laden himself was trained and funded by the CIA.
We also have a history of kind of moving in and out of Pakistan. I mean, let's remember here, the people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago. And we did it because we were locked in this struggle with the Soviet Union. They invaded Afghanistan, and we did not want to see them control Central Asia. And we went to work. And it was President Reagan, in partnership with the Congress, led by Democrats, who said, you know what, sounds like a pretty good idea. Let's deal with the ISI and the Pakistani military, and let's go recruit these mujahideen. And let's get some to come from Saudi Arabia and other places, importing their Wahhabi brand of Islam so that we can go beat the Soviet Union. And guess what? They retreated. They lost billions of dollars, and it led to the collapse of the Soviet Union. So there's a very strong argument, which is, wasn't a bad investment to end the Soviet Union, but let's be careful what we sow because we will harvest. So we then left Pakistan. We said, okay, fine, you deal with the stingers that we've left all over your country. You deal with the mines that are along the border. And by the way, we don't want to have anything to do with you. In fact, we're sanctioning you. So we stopped dealing with the Pakistani military and with ISI, and we now are making up for a lot of lost time.
And what are we seeing in the news lately? What's being normalized? That's calling certain people terrorists now. When they say cartels, it will eventually be a people who are indigenous to the Americas, who have a look to them, certain look to them. And that's what's happening now. It's being normalized.
President Bukele weigh in on this? Do you plan to return him?
Well, I'm supposed to be suggesting that I smuggle a terrorist into the United States, right?
It's always
how can I return him to the United States? Like I smuggle him into the United States, or what?
And it's the same story that's always told over and over again. It's the same little rhetoric, the same propaganda. And like as I said, I do expect a major attack, and I don't want to put a date or anything on it, but these people always tell you what exactly they're gonna do. And let me just put out two possible dates. I'm not saying it will happen, but just to put them out there. 3/22, March 22nd, and you could read Genesis 3:22, Genesis chapter 3 verse 22, and another possible date could be July 4, 2026. If anyone else has a potential date or other targets, let me know. Post it below and I'll read your comment. And I believe their target, will be the city-state of Washington, D.C. And, just like the attacks on the Twin Towers, after that happened, I remember that they had so many compilation videos of the Twin Towers and movies and cartoons and everything being shown like years after it happened. But lately, for decades now, you could say decades, they've been telling us that Washington D.C. is always being attacked. In the movies and the video games and documentaries. And usually the target that is usually attacked in these movies or games is always the House of Representatives, the Congress. The funny thing is, let me quote Hitler here. He said, quote, "Hitler could not come to absolute power without the Reichstag fire," end quote. And the Reichstag is pretty much the equivalent of the House of Representatives, the Congress.
A nightmare becomes reality.
A nuclear weapon has been exploded in this area.
A loose nuke, a capital destroyed, a nation in shock.
If you're at the epicenter of this blast, unfortunately, you're not going to make it. You will most likely be vaporized.
Today, the threat of a nuclear attack is greater than ever.
There's no dispute whatever. This is where Al-Qaeda wants to go.
A look inside the government's plan to save America.
The worst case scenario really is that a nuclear weapon could wipe out the entire leadership of the U.S. government.
The threat is real. The clock is ticking. Is America ready for the day after disaster?
Can you imagine the implications of this if it does come to pass, not only in the United States but worldwide? And the United States, definitely national martial law. What's funny about this is that Bill Cooper believed that his time when the Twin Towers were attacked on September 11, 2001, for those of you who don't know or are younger, he believed that at that time martial law would be implemented nationwide. And if it does happen, as I said, it will be those behind the NWO. But you're free to believe whatever you want. And this isn't about the left or the right. It's about these mystery religions of so-called Babylon, you could say, who have been planning world religion and government for centuries. You can even say thousands of years back. And some people even believe since the Tower of Babel, since it fell. See Genesis 11 for that. And please look into the mystery religions. I would recommend the Bill Cooper Mystery Babylon series, which I have on my playlist. I think it should be available for the public. And it should take you about 40 hours to get the basics of it at least. But once you do listen to that and learn about these mystery religions, you will know exactly where we are heading, or where they want to take us, what their overall agenda is. And again, about this false flag, I really believe they must do something horrible in order to suspend the Constitution. And you still believe in the Constitution, as I call it, the Constitution. Declare national martial law, throws into at least throw certain people, their political enemies, into concentration camps, and hunt us like animals as they did during La Matanza. And again, I'm talking about my people, because I'm seeing everything on the parallels happening. So we are the primary targets, and they'll use this as an excuse to this attack as an excuse to invade Mexico. So yeah, we need to call these people out, these damn devils out, because if we don't, you can expect the same destruction in Mexico as you've seen in Palestine and other countries that have been invaded by the United States military in the past decades. So yeah, these people, they're ahead of us in everything, planning. So if you're concerned about the United States Constitution being suspended, this was brought up way back as early as even the Iran-Contra hearing.
Colonel North, in your work at the NSC, were you not assigned at one time to work on plans for the continuity of government in the event of a major disaster?
Mr. Chairman.
I believe that question touches upon a highly sensitive and classified area, so may I request that you not touch upon that, sir?
I was particularly concerned, Mr. Chairman, because I read in Miami papers and several others that there had been a plan developed by that same agency, a contingency plan in the event of emergency that would suspend the American Constitution. And I was deeply concerned about it and wondered if that was the area in which he had worked. I believe that it was,
may I most respectfully request that that matter not be touched upon at this stage. If we wish to get into this, certain arrangements can be made for an executive session.
And they even have their own clergy response teams ready to pacify and bring people into submission. Basically is a priest class that are they're basically going to open the Bible up to Romans 13 and tell you to calm down and not do a damn thing.
Law ever become a reality in America? Some fear any nuclear, biological, or chemical attack on U.S. territory might trigger just that. And as KSLA News 12 Jeff Farrell discovered, the clergy would help the government with potentially their biggest problem, us.
From my cold, dead hand.
Charlton Heston's famous declaration captures a truly American value, the overarching desire to protect our freedoms. But gun confiscation is exactly what happened during the state of emergency following Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans. U.S. troops also arrived, something far easier to do even now thanks to last year's elimination of the 1878 Posse Comitatus Act. That forbid U.S. troops from policing on American soil. If martial law were enacted here at home, like depicted in the movie The Siege, easing public fears and quelling dissent would be critical. And that's exactly what the clergy response team, as it's called, helped accomplish in New Orleans.
Jeff, the primary thing that we say to anybody is let's cooperate and get this thing over with, and then we'll settle the differences once the crisis is over.
Such clergy response teams would walk a tightrope between the needs of the government versus the wishes of the public.
In a lot of cases, these clergy would already be known in the neighborhoods in which they're helping to defuse that situation.
For the clergy, one of the biggest tools that they will have in helping calm the public down or obey the law is the Bible itself, specifically Romans 13.
Because the government is established by the Lord, and that's what we believe in the Christian faith. That's what's stated in the Scripture.
Civil rights advocates believe the amount of public cooperation may depend largely on how long they expect the suspension of their rights might last. Jeff Farrell, KSLA News 12 reporting.
And I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, but you do have the right to defend yourself, even though this isn't a physical, war. It's really a spiritual battle. And really anybody who's talking about physical revolution, to me is an agent or just straight up ignorant. Because this isn't our house, fam. It's not our system. This Roman system that they set up is not ours. It's foreign to us. And they have all the ancient knowledge and understanding of this beast system, as you call it. You can call it. Yeah, so you could have, as I said this before, you could have 1,000 revolutions and you'll still be in the same place as you are now. The same system, the same, everything will be the same Greco-Roman system. So yeah, it's not ours. There is no solution in revolution. But one of the real solutions is, it's easy. Separation is the key. All we have to do is walk away from this system when everything starts going down the fucking toilet. Now let's go over this individual called Cain. Let's go over some points and questions to finish this off right here. Because this video really was about the upcoming false flag. But let's talk a little bit about Cain and other topics as well. Who is Cain? At least according to the craft to Freemasonry. Cain was fathered by the serpent, at least by the Freemason legend or myth. Cain was fathered by the serpent or one of the Elohim. And coincidentally, some of the Gnostics, they believe that the serpent is Jesus. And Freemasons themselves, at least I'm guessing some of the higher level guys. They believe that they come from Cain, and the rest of us are the how they call ungrateful sons of Seth. And I would tell you to please look into the widow's son. There's a video on I should add to my playlist that it's a pretty good video that will go over that topic, which is about an hour. But I would recommend you listen to that as well, on top of the Bill Cooper's Mystery Religion series. And you see, it really doesn't matter what you want to believe, fam, out there, people, because these people are in power, and you're not. Again, these people are in power. They are in rulership, and if this is what they believe, it's going to affect you one way or another. And you know, that's the truth. You know, I'm sorry, but that's the way it is, and you can't do anything about it. We are slaves to Rome. We are indigenous to this land, but foreigners to this Roman entity. And this system right here, this Roman system, has been here before any of us. And we have been under occupation since 1492. And you can even say that the Crusades never left.
Today, millions of Americans mourned and prayed, and tomorrow we go back to work. This crusade, this war on terrorism, is going to take a while. I will keep my focus to make sure that not only are these brought to justice, but anybody who's been associated will be brought to justice. It is time for us to win the first war of the 21st century decisively.
Their job is to transform the military and the militaries of the world into this version of this weaponized Christianity. Jerry Boykin, former three-star general, made it clear that when Jesus comes back, he'll be carrying an AR-15. It's not a veneer. I mean, these are true believers.
The Lord is a warrior. The Lord is his name. And in Revelation 19, it says when he comes back, he's coming back as a warrior, riding a white horse with a blood-stained white robe, carrying a sword. And I believe that sword he'll be carrying when he comes back is an AR-15.
You know, in the media, we've seen images of crusader symbols, of Christian symbols, of, you know, units deployed in Iraq and Afghanistan.
We had 138 U.S. Marines that came to us in Helmand province in Afghanistan. They were walking into the villages out there, and the village elders, most of them hadn't even heard of 9/11, but they'd heard of what I ended up calling the Jesus rifle. A company called Trijicon, based out of Michigan. They had about a $2 billion contract to make rifle scopes for our military. On the scopes, if you look closely, were biblical citations from the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Revelation. It was burned into the scope. Now think of the optics of American soldiers shooting Muslims in Afghanistan through the scopes that have the New Testament citations. These are Air Force fighters that can carry nuclear weapons. Complete crusader iconography, complete with the helmet, the three cross-shaped stars, of course the sword and the crucifix. All stuff like this does is completely motivate the recruiting efforts of Boko Haram, Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, ISIS, the Mujahideen, and the Taliban. How do they refer to America? The Crusaders. This doesn't help.
And now some people will point out and say, you know, it's the Jews, it's the bankers, the Zionists, which is true. But when you start looking into these mystery religions, they all go back to Rome and even further back to Babylon and so forth. The Jesuits, Illuminati, Masons, the Rosencross, all these religions, they all go back to the mystery religions of Babylon, as Bill Cooper will call it. Even the Wailing Wall, you know, even which many like to point out to this and say, look, you know, they're under Jew influence. You have all these world leaders going to the Wailing Wall and praying to it. But when you look at it when you actually look into the Wailing Wall, you will find out that it's actually another Roman structure, and this structure is called the Antonia Fortress. And what are my thoughts on the state of Israel and Zionism? I really believe that the state of Israel, these people were set up as a scapegoat. And with everything that's happening now around the world, maybe the world will come against the state of Israel. They will be blamed for everything. And this will lead to the unification, world religion, world government. Cause for peace, unity, and a world religion will be caught upon by political and religious leaders as a solution. And what that means is that all religions will unify, and they will, and they will unify under the papacy. And please look into the ecumenical movement for that. And that's one of the reasons I also don't blame the Jews entirely, which is really more of a conspiracy. And the conspiracy is two or more people working together to hurt another group of people. And if they do manage to blame the Jews, everything on the Jews, well then, if they do manage to do that, I really believe they'll wipe clean all of Rome's history, all the white man's history. And that's what they want to do, you know. They will blame the Jews. So everything that America has done since its foundation, I mean the United States, will be swiped clean. After that, you can't blame anyone else. And I believe this is the goal. And the papacy will be given authority over the secular and spiritual world. And from that, you can expect Sunday worship. Sunday laws will be enforced, as they are working toward that right now, as it is in the United States. And then you have another group of people. Other people believe that that a third Jewish temple will be rebuilt, and this world leader that they are expecting will be the Antichrist, the anti-Messiah, and he will be the one that will deceive the world. And so just take your pick from that, the papacy or the Jewish temple. And this isn't the first time that world unity or government has existed. Well, at least according to the Bible, look into Genesis chapter 11 and 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 41 through 42. You know, and what's funny about this is that I hear a lot of people crying about, oh, you know, we gotta unite against the elite. And what the thing is, these ideas, are they really yours, or is it something that's been given to you through movies? Because whenever I hear unity, I see it through the movies, all these damn movies like Battle of Los Angeles, Independence Day, all these movies about people uniting and saving the world and all this other nonsense. So we will have a world government, but to me, unity never works. You know it, I know it. And some of us here, especially in the Americas, we will never truly assimilate to this Greco-Roman system. And that right there is a problem, fams. And that right there is a problem. Because if they do bring about this world government, you know, anybody who doesn't go along with it, you know, well, you know what's going to happen. And as I keep saying, they will have the world government.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
And if they do, it will be short-lived. So, as I keep saying again, separate from these people, separate from this entity, this Roman Greco-Babylonian entity that these people brought. And I want you to remember this day, fam. Remember who your enemies are, because we truly are the stumbling block to this world government that they have planned. So, yeah, separate and let their Christian Tower of Babel, as I call it, let it fall. You know, fuck these people, especially the white man. And you hear that, children of Cain? You are going to fall. You know, your God, your creator, whoever it is, your God made the nations fall, as they say it, to stumble. and now your judgment is coming back at you, and even to your children. And I don't feel one bit of sorry for y'all, not one bit, because everything is being revealed, and you will be exposed to the world. And, and you as people, you're miserable. You're hateful. You're deceitful people who will you will never do good or be at peace with yourselves. And a lot of our people will fall for you. They will fall for your fucking lies. But hopefully, some of us are, become woke, or wake up from your fucking lies. Because when the dust settles, everyone will look upon you and just laugh at you and see how pathetic you are, how naked and fearful you really are as a people. And the whole world will say, is this the man we feared? Is this the man that made the world tremble? And know this, sons of Cain. That's what I call you, sons of Cain. Cain. Or the Romans, or whatever you want to be called. Some of you believe that you're spiritual Israel for some reason. That you're the good guys here to bring light to the nations. But I'll let you know something right now, that you will never be loved or approved by the Creator. And you are just like Loki. And what I meant by that, about these people trying to be like Loki or are like Loki, is if you have seen the movies about Loki, you will see that he believes that humans are incapable of governing themselves. So in a way, he is trying to force them to his will, basically taking their rights and their free will, you can say. He wants to be king. And the thing about Loki is, if you have seen the Loki series, he becomes he is the Ouroboros. He becomes Saturn. He becomes Father Time. Symbolism of the occult is all over your entertainment, being given to you through your television. So that's for the white man. So when I say white man, a lot of you, if you're gonna have hate for the white man, or you want to separate from the white man, I say separate from other people too, because this isn't just a white man thing. And we'll get to that in a moment right now. And the next subject is African Americans. Another group that we have to separate ourselves from. And I know this is it might be a little touchy subject for some of you, but we're gonna talk about it regardless. And let's stop kidding ourselves, fam. There won't ever be a true black and brown unity, because we don't have the same spirit. Let's be straight. We don't have the same spirit. And if you want to talk about unity with the blacks, don't talk to me about anything indigenous, if you're gonna be holding hands with these people. And some of these African Americans, they have the same agenda as the white man, like the Puritans. They see you as Canaan and believe that the Americas is their promised land. And the Africans, the earliest that they arrived in America was in 1492 as the black conquistadors, who helped the Spanish, and they helped colonize the Americas. And to me, to tell you the truth, I think that the black man is a secret weapon for the white man. And when you start looking at African American history, you come to find out about that these people had thousands upon thousands of black slave owners. Then you look into the black Buffalo Soldiers, and these people, they had Prince Hall masonry since the founding of the United States. They had colleges probably since the 1800s. And everything's a lie about these people. Rosa Parks was a lie. And our people, as you want to call them, Latinos or whatever you want to go with, especially in the United States, they've been brainwashed and influenced by the fake black history, the rap, the sports, entertainment, to feel sorry for these people, to elevate them above ourselves, really, when you look at it, to follow their leadership and their ways, the way they behave, the way they act, the way they talk, everything about these people. And it really has been destructive to us, to our people. And now we are demoralized following these people, be it white or black. And is that racist? Have everything that I said so far, is that racist? I mean, I want y'all to comment and let me know if that was racist, because I'll say this: good. No, good. If it's racist, good. Fuck y'all. Because I bet it wasn't racist when I was talking shit about the white man, huh? Right? And I'll let you know this: I'm against both these people, the whites and the blacks, because to me they are the Masonic board, and we need to stop playing this black and white game. Question for you, African Americans that claim that you aren't from Africa. Now, why is it that Leo Africanus' description of Africans is 100% description of you? And when I mean that is, if you read his book called Geographical History of Africa, you go to page 41 and 42. Let me go ahead and read a few lines from his book. Quote, "The inhabitants are somewhat needy and covetous, being also very proud and high-minded, and wonderfully addicted unto wrath, void of good manners. You shall see commonly 2 or 3 of them together. They speak always with an angry and loud voice. Their mind are perpetually possessed with vexation and strife." End quote. Now, if anybody wants to read that, it's the Leo Africanus Geographical History of Africa, page 41 and 42. And to me, that's you, African Americans. That's your spirit. Just like twerking is, is what you do. Twerking is when you look into twerking, it's an African tradition called, going back to centuries, called Mapuka, Mapouka. And that's in your spirit. And now, now you have people twerking all over the world. You got grannies twerking. You got children twerking. Even in China, you have people twerking. When you go into the Red Note app, you see all these Chinese women twerking as well. It has demoralized the world. So that's your spirit, and and I'm tired of feeling sorry for you people all the time. I'm tired of you people trying to always shame guilt us, trying to cause division within our people, because we don't kiss up to you. Especially now, you're taking advantage of what's happening now in the United States. So those days are coming to an end too. All your little tactics and all your fuckery against our people, it's coming to an end. And you cry, you like to point out the racism and colorism within the Latino community, as you call it. But you're just as bad, or even worse, when it comes to the real Africans, and within your own community as well. Oh, that's right, you're not Africans, right? Yeah, that's right. And I say real Africans because you African Americans are a new being, as you like to call us, Spaniards and mixed mutts. You're a new being as well. Because when you look at it, you're a Thomas Jefferson baby. You came from Thomas Jefferson's nutsack. So you're the newer being, as you want to call it. And prove me wrong, Take a DNA test. Oh, that's right, you don't believe in DNA testing. Except when you're trying to prove that you're not the daddy. You're not the papa. So you're always crying, complaining about everything. You like to tell the world that Latinos are racist and we don't want you to date our daughters, and damn right, because you black man, you have this damn spirit on you that you don't even love or respect your own women. What makes you think you're gonna respect our daughters? You know, from the BHIs, the Kevin Samuel types, that Myron guy from Fresh and Fit, the Red Pill type guys. You guys are always talking shit about black women all the time. So keep blaming the black woman all you want. But it's in your spirit, Mr. Black Man. That's who you are. And this is true because any woman who isn't black that marries onto you, they start picking up your own behavior. It's that behavior. So it's you, Mr. Black Man. It's not the black woman. Let's go ahead and finish this off. And you know, we don't need you, Mr. Black Man, Mr. Black people. We don't need you. You don't need us. And I'll leave it at that. And let me go back to this false flag. And I wanted to say this because people, they know, I guess you could say they feel, they see something, even if you're religious or not, they know that something is coming. They feel that something is wrong. And whether you're spiritual or not, religious or not. And let me just finish saying this. I really believe that America will be invaded. You are going to see a massive, and I mean massive foreign invasion, like never anything seen in the history of mankind, come down on the United States of America. And I'm telling you right now, to my people, walk away. Don't be part of this. Don't defend this goddamn satanic country. Let the white man and let the black man fight for it, because they did bring it over here. This is their system. You know, as the some of these BHI out of their own mouths, they say that they ruled Europe, and if they did, it was under the same system. They came here in 1492 and they colonized the Americas together. And that's what it is. That's how it went. And now everything that has happened, everything's being exposed, the veil is being removed. You know, you are going to see war, hell, like you've never seen before. And troops are coming here, foreign troops en masse. And I mean, you probably can't imagine it right now, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And yeah, that's all I have to say. And you know, just get right with your people, I guess I could say that. And this isn't meant to be a fear monger or anything, you know. You see the signs everywhere. We are the age of Rome is coming to an end. The white man's rulership is coming to an end. And if you want to fight with him, go raise your arm and your weapons against any armies that are coming. But this is their fight. It's not ours.